down there?
Doing okay. It's a busy month.
Yeah, I can see that. You moved a lot of paper. Good morning, Mike.
Morning.
Hey guys, how
Good
are
morning.
you?
Good morning.
Hi, Sarah.
Sarah, how are you, dear?
Gary, we have a quorum whenever you want to start, unless you want to wait for just a couple seconds, because I thought Jim was going to join us. Calvin.
Yeah, he normally does. I'll give him a minute, and then we'll start in a minute.
Okay.
So Lisa, is Andy going to join us?
I'm here.
Andy's on.
Oh, fabulous. Okay.
Is Ken Leggett not coming?
I didn't hear back. I imagine if he doesn't answer me, it's usually because he's not.
All right, why don't we begin? We'll catch up Jim when he gets hooked up. First of all, if Martha's on the call, I'd like to congratulate Martha, offer my congratulations to her promotion and wish her well. The record that you've done is very, very impressive indeed, and I think we all feel the same way about it. We're just
Appreciate that. Exactly.
Yes, thank you again. Yeah, we can all, yay, Martha. So, and also I'd just like to welcome the 3 new people to the staff, and I know you're offer a lot of promise and going to do great things. So I want to thank you all for joining, and for Mike and Dave and everyone else who had something to do with their hiring. And well done indeed. So yeah, oh,
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good morning. I'll call the meeting to order and ask for the roll. I take it Jim's not here yet?
Not that I see.
Okay.
Call the roll.
Dave is here, Jim is here, and Ken is not here, is that correct?
Correct.
And Sarah is here.
Right.
So,
Correct.
So we have 4. Okay, so we're in business. First item is the minutes from the November 11th meeting. You've got them. Any discussion? If not, I'll take a motion to accept, please.
Motion to accept, Jim LePen.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, very good. The discharge duties, see where we are here. We had the printout of all of these items that we did in 2020. Any discussion on the list? If not, I'll take a motion to accept.
Motion.
Sarah,
Early.
second.
Second, Jim.
Second, Jim. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next item is the equal opportunity policy review document, including, I guess, the appendix 9A is part of that. Any discussion on that by anyone?
Are there any changes?
Any changes? Yeah,
No, are there any changes? No.
I'm not aware of them. Are they, Mike or Dave?
I don't believe so. Lisa?
There have been no changes in 2020. If you want to review them and look at them for changes, that's a state policy, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just,
You know what, Gary, I'm going to ask the same question on all these for Andy. I'm just as our counsel.
Yeah.
Whether he's had a chance to look at it, whether he's okay with it, and so forth.
Yes, I have, and I am comfortable with
Great.
this
Thanks,
and
Andy.
the others.
Thank you, Andy. Okay, I'll take a motion to accept.
So moved.
So
Second.
moved. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Very good. We move on to procurement policy review. Andy, you want to weigh in on this one?
Now, this, follows the state guidelines, and I think, for purposes of our organization, I wouldn't I mean, unless the board had different thoughts, I wouldn't think you would need to modify the monetary thresholds.
Right.
Motion.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Number 5, the property disposition policy review. Again, anything new or different here, Andy?
No,
Any need to change anything?
no.
Okay. Discussion? All right, I'll take a motion to accept, please.
Motion to accept.
Motion
Okay.
or second.
Okay, Sarah seconds, Jim makes the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, all in favor, yeah, so that's all set. Now to the whistleblower policy review. Again, any changes from last year? Any need to change, Andy?
No, I don't think so.
I have my perennial question is about the ethics officer. And I searched the site and I thought we decided, I know the IDA, we actually have somebody designated. And I thought that we designated a position to make it clear as to who the ethics officer was.
I thought that was you, Sarah, right?
Yeah, I thought the secretary, but I looked back on our website and I searched ethics officer and there's nothing. And I think it should be clear, particularly now we have more people on as to who someone goes to. And it just says ethics officer, but there's no clarification as to what that position is. And I don't.
We can that relatively quickly. And I think we could actually have a button, a link more prominently displayed, which says ethics officer, and it pulls up both the policy and the fact that it's the secretary and how to get in touch with the then current secretary.
Okay, that sounds good.
Gary, I've got 1 or 2 questions. My first one is, in this past year, has this policy been applied? Have we had any whistleblower inquiries?
Mike?
I'm aware of.
Yeah.
I have none that have come to me.
And, as you look at this policy is really based on our accounting and financial considerations, right? I mean, when you look at the references to accounting, internal controls and so forth. So if there are other issues, let's say a harassment issue or something like that, that's not really within the policy, correct?
That's covered in our employee manual.
Okay.
If it's internal, and as you probably aware, as mentioned during the past legislative session that was signed into law on became effective January 1. So I did have our HR attorney, Elaine.
Breaking up a little bit.
You're breaking up a little, Mike.
We did have our HR attorney review it, and she's given us an update, and that will be coming to the board in February.
Great, thanks, Mike.
So, but it's that the internal ethics policy is primarily in relating to staff is in the employee manual, which is on the website as well.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, I read that too last night.
All right, are we ready to vote on this?
I think so.
I'll take a motion to accept.
I'll make a motion, Gary.
Okay, second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's adopted. Thank you very much. The number 7 is the board vacancy prospects. As I said, there was one name that I had forwarded to Dave and Mike, and that's the extent of it. And we have one vacancy, and of course we have a May 1 a batch of appointments or reappointments to our directors group. Dave or Mike, did you want to any reference to the vacancy at all or the prospect that was sent to you?
No, I mean, if we'd like to start an interview process, we certainly can. We have a couple vacancies.
Okay.
Who is the person, Gary?
Oh, well, it was someone that Jim Calvin had surfaced for us, and it's a woman from Hillsdale who's in the area. It's called factoring. I'm not familiar with it. It's a finance type business, and she's been active in that field of factoring, and apparently with a group called the Berkshire Funding Group. I don't know. I don't know her personally. I don't know if Jim knows her personally, but she is someone who's obviously well versed, given her resume. From what I have,
What's her name?
potential interest. Her name is Sally Stark. Sally Stark. Yeah. And that's we sent forward. So any discussion on that, guys?
And she
Anyone
lives
do-
in Hillsdale?
Yeah, apparently, at least with her resume, she got a PO box in Hillsdale.
And Gary, I don't know her personally.
Good morning, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Yeah, I apologize to you for being late. I was on an endless conference call that just ended. I don't know her. I stumbled across her name and her bio and suggested to Gary there might be someone that we could try to find out more about. It sounded as if she was in the right field, but I don't know anything about her background.
Okay, all right.
I'll ask around too.
Yeah, you know, it's
Okay.
interesting. I don't profess to know everybody in my own town of Hillsdale, but we have a very active, working sector in and around our town board in the 10 or 12 town committees, and I don't recognize her name, so I'll make some inquiries as well.
Okay, I can give you the contact information, Jim, if you'd like it.
Okay.
She's at PO Box 417 Hillsdale. And I have
Take it in the garage for now.
okay,
Gary,
yeah,
I have
Good morning.
met Sally on several
Okay.
occasions.
oh, great,
And in fact, it's been a number of years, but we worked on a couple of projects together. And I also attended a seminar that she gave on factoring to, I think it was a Chamber of Commerce group. And she was very professional and very knowledgeable.
What is factoring?
It is a financing method that some small businesses and large businesses use where, Andy, maybe you can explain it better than I. I think you actually sell your receivables and somebody does the collection for you and
Yeah.
they keep a portion of it, but it's a way of keeping your receivables in check.
Good description.
Mm.
Yep.
Okay.
Gary, last year at this time, when you asked the same question, we had talked about Kirk Neller,
Yeah,
Wood, and
Yep.
someone, I wrote it down, Donna Verna. Did we follow up with those or
no,
we did? I just don't know. Those were names that came up more or less last year at this time.
that's correct. They
We
did.
had several follow-ups with Neller, and with respect to membership, I did not specifically talk to him about the board. My thought was that have to demonstrating some interest in membership would lead to that, but we were not able to get him to.
That's interesting, Mike, because he's joined just about everything. So he has not joined this CDC.
No.
Oh, forget it then.
Yeah, I sent a name to Mike and Dave
Mhm.
of Anita Ati. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. She's the branch manager of the Key Bank right below Mike.
Right.
I didn't
Yeah.
know if Mike had, I met her a couple of years ago and with everything COVID and stuff, I don't know. She was new at the time. I believe she lives in Greene County. I don't know if that matters or you just have to work here.
I don't know.
I pulled up her LinkedIn and she's already on, she's a woman of color, so she's, people, a lot of people want her, I imagine. And she's already on quite a few boards.
Mhm.
So
We can the material, here we go. Let me see. We can circulate that information. Anita O-T-Y, O-T,
OTY, yeah.
and she's been the branch manager in Hudson, September 17 to date. She with KeyBank. She had actually been there longer because she was the manager under First Niagara. And prior to her experience in banking, she spent 2 years as a sales representative at Mohawk, worked with Wind Atlantis Management Company. And we can certainly circulate this. She has a bachelor's of arts from Pratt Institute. And she's a ambassador of the Columbia County Chamber of Commerce and a board member at the Hudson Business Coalition, High and Mighty Therapeutic Riding, Center for Performing Arts in Rhinebeck, co-chair for the African Heritage Key Business Impact Network and Red Cross of Greater New York, and Key for Women committee member. So she's very active in the community and also has financial background and experience as a seasoned banker.
I'll check with the HBC. Martha, I don't know, do you have connections with them?
We're managing their grant program and primarily dealing Alex Petraglia, the new president, and but Chuck Rosenthal and Monica Burns have been my principal contacts.
I mean, this is kind of new, what we're venturing into here. In the past, way in the past, it used to be the chairman that basically brought everybody in, and we've changed that, which I'm fine with. And typically, the person who either nominated or suggested a person for a seat on the board knew them. So we've got a couple here that nobody knows. So how do we move forward? How do we contact them? Who reaches out? What do you want to do?
I don't know. Right there.
Yeah, and I'm looking at, I'm always trying to get women on here, which is hard, and we just did this 100 women of Columbia County, and I was going to look through that list again. And I feel like a couple of our, I don't know, for general discussion here, but there's a couple
I'll call.
our members right now. Am I feedback or somebody else?
Like somebody's on the phone.
I think that's Ken. Ken, are you there?
Huh?
I can.
Ken, yeah, I'm here, David. Ken Leggett.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, good.
I can.
Hey, Ken.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I didn't want to interrupt.
We were getting feedback from you. That's all. Sorry.
Well, I'm on my job site. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's all right.
I'm working.
Now we know you're here. I just, if we're opening it to general discussion here, I was looking back at the attendance, and there's definitely, I think, three of them that, three of our board members who, particularly Russ Bartolotta, who's a complete, we talked to him and he showed up for one meeting last January, and he has not attended anything, no committees, nothing. Derek Grout seems to have dropped out, and Eric Mortensen also. So we have quite a few vacancies now.
Yeah.
And I think it's always the problem is, as everybody gets busier, get somebody that has the time to be involved.
I agree.
Right. Dave or Mike, have you had any conversations with any of those folks about, have they initiated whether they want to remain on the board? I assume they do.
Yes, sort of. As Sarah mentioned, I spoke to Russ a year ago, and he promised me he would start coming to meetings. He made one, and then that was the end of that. So we do need to deal with that. And Derek Grout, I just saw him last week. I bought a bottle of Applejack from him, which is very good. And I told him we had a meeting next week, and he said he would be here. So that's the extent of my contacts.
All right. All right.
Yeah, I think Russ, I think we just don't renew him would be my recommendation, because he's really never
Right.
never come or contributed in any way.
You know,
Well, his term, let me just review this. We have 6 directors up at the end of April. May 1 it's Ruth, Russ, Dave, Derek, Sarah, and myself. So Russ is certainly, his term will be up at the end of April. So that's a matter of replacing him, because he.
I would suggest that, knowing that we just let it run until April, and then he's gone.
Yeah. Okay.
Gary,
I don't want any bad feelings with him. He has I believe, a loan or a grant with us. He's a prominent figure in the community. I agree. He isn't active on the boards, and he should go, but sounds like it's going to be a problem that solves itself.
Right. I agree with that, Dave. Is there anyone on that list? You know, I think the bylaws may, perhaps they're not so clear. Some of us are going to be term limited. Is anybody on that 2021 list term limited?
Well, actually, I am.
Yeah.
Although we redid committees and started all over again, I'm sure I've been here longer than 6 years.
Where are we on that? We may have to ask Andy's view on that as well, because I think, you know.
And Dave, I think Dave and I came in about the same time.
Yeah, I've questioned that with Lisa, and she says I filled someone else's term, so I can't leave yet.
I hope not.
Yeah, I think we would need to look and see what our roster says, right, in terms of when people are coming off, and then that would be something that you could consider if needed. You can consider bylaw changes, or it's part of the process. So,
But I think the thing is that we did, when we had the whole big changeover, we opted to start all over again. So that therefore, technically, for the new bylaws, I haven't been here 6 years, but in actuality, it's been longer. Seems like a lot longer. So much has happened since we've been on this board.
It does, yeah.
So Andy, maybe for our next meeting, you could give us some guidance on that. I'm sure I'm going to be term limited, in my next go round.
Okay. And our next meeting will be in February.
Oh, good.
So perhaps we can, make some recommendations at that time.
Sure.
Including whether we want half term limits, or whether we want is the 6-year term limitation.
Right. Andy, is the state guide? Is there state guidance on this through the public authorities office on the terms for members?
I can certainly take a look at it, but my recollection is that there is not, at least when we were doing kind of the major overhaul of our bylaws. I think we've had discussions about this in the past. And there certainly is, as we all know, there certainly is kind of a balancing act that we're looking to accomplish here. There's no question that bringing new people into an organization in an orderly fashion allows you to have some institutional memory, but also, to allow the organization to really match what's going on currently. in the county. Obviously, the issue is recruiting membership. That always becomes difficult, and so that's the thing that we need to look to balance. From a operational standpoint, I probably would say that having term limits is a good thing, because you do bring in fresh views and fresh eyes to the organization to keep it moving forward and keep it vital. But again, you do have a recruitment issue potentially.
One of the things that we could explore is a 2-3 year term, but where the nominating committee could recommend to the board that someone could have 2 additional years. I have seen that in various term limit situations. And then, that gives you some flexibility if someone's in the middle of a project for the board, or particularly interested in a aspect of the board's work, that you can renew them for up to an expiring director for 2-year period.
Mhm. Mhm.
But
Well,
we can look at, we can double check the ABO policies, and we can also then review the bylaws from some of our other similar organizations in the area, and then Andy and I can report back at the February meeting.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan. I would ask on the Sally Stark, would you like to circulate that resume to the other members of the committee? I haven't done that, and I was kind of waiting for your guidance on it. Would you like to do that, David?
Sure, that sounds good. Very good.
See that? Yeah.
All right.
And
It's good to
Sounds
know
good to me too.
that- Yeah,
And Anita
Yes.
also.
And we'll
Good.
circulate the other Anita's resume
Yeah.
as well.
Sounds like a good
Yep.
idea. It's good to know that Martha has a relationship, awareness of what's been doing. Glad to
then we-
hear.
And then at the board meeting, if we point out that we're moving forward with this process of circulating resumes to the committee, that might motivate people to get their candidate in the hopper.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Very good
And I'm
idea.
wondering if Martha, from any of all your contacts now with the business world out there, just so much more active, if there's anybody that floats to the surface there that you think might be good material.
Certainly give it some thought and submit those names to Mike.
Thanks.
Well, that sounds like a good idea, and we'll pick this up at our February meeting and try to make some decisions on those recommendations. Is there anything else on the agenda here? We've got the compliance, of course. How are we doing on the response here with the compliance?
I haven't sent mine in yet.
Yeah, I know Lisa's
But I
been,
will.
mine is in, I know.
I think you can fill them out online now, I discovered, so I could make it a little easier.
I've got to get mine in also.
Just make sure you put your name on it to me, because I just got someone, I don't know who, blank envelope. I
Yeah,
have no idea who it is. So it'll be assigned to somebody at some point.
Lisa, did you get my
Well,
check?
I did get it, Gary.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. I sent it in with my renewal.
I got all of it.
All right, dear. Thank you. Okay. So in terms of the compliance, are we ready to indicate we've complied with everything that needs to be? We have a plan. We're just collecting the information, and at the February meeting, you can report on it. Okay,
Sounds good.
Lisa.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay. Is there any other business that we should take up today? All right. Well, with that in mind, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Gary.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Ken. All right.
Yep.
And Dave seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Happy Inauguration Day, everybody.
Thanks, Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you,
At
Gary.
David,
Yes.
At 17, I watched Trump
Give me a-
lead.
Yeah, me too. Bye-bye.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
having a dinner tonight to celebrate. Thanks,
We're
everybody.
Living in politics, you know.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You all, see you at 11:30,
9:30.
member of that committee. Thank you.
Yeah.